Buff Nation!
Let's go. Big one.
Big one today. Welcome into DNVR Buffs Prime Time. We're presented by Illegal Pete's. Your place for burritos, buddies, and beers. Jake and RK here. And today, we've got a guest, Ryan.
Yes, we do.
Mr. Arden Walker joins the show. Former Missouri Tiger. Former Cherry Creek High School player.
Yes.
Back in Denver. Back in Colorado. It's going to be a great one.
Yes, let's get him on.
Is he here? What's up, Arden? How you doing, man?
Oh, sorry. I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm doing good. How you doing?
Great, man.
We're doing great, man. Even better since the Nuggets are up 1-0 on the Lakers.
Hey, I know I'm under a lot of fire on Twitter for that. But Laker City, man. The crazy part is everybody doesn't know that my mom is from LA, so like that's all I know in this house. I won't lie. Like when I grew up, in first, second grade, I tried to be a Nuggets fan. My parents were like, "Nah, we can't do that." So,
wow,
overruled.
Wow. Man, I was just about to give your dad so much.
It was ruthless, for sure. No, so
I was gonna give your dad so much props. You know, he's a Buff. Did a great job raising you. Now I have so many questions about that.
All right, Arden. We'll get into the Nuggets and the Lakers series, I'm sure, as we go through this. But first off, welcome home to Colorado, man. You were in the portal. What was that process like for you, and why'd you end up choosing Colorado?
I felt like it was more of a business standpoint, just from recruiting emphasis. I felt like it was more like now you know what we want in just a program and stuff like that. So it's like a second chance in so many words. And so I felt pretty good about it, and just made a quick decision and decided just to come home. So I'm glad to be home now and get to work in a couple of days. So
we're glad to have you, man.
So your dad was a Buff back in the 80s, and you were born, I believe, was it when he was on the staff at Oklahoma State?
A little bit after. So he came back to Colorado because he married my mom in 2000, and they moved here in 2001, and I was born in 2002. So a little bit after that, and I think he got done around I want to say 1999. I forgot. I had to ask him. But.
At what age did you start going to Buffs games?
Ooh, probably just from my memory, I'll probably say about 4 years old, but I've been doing it since I was in diapers, so I know for sure that.
I love it. Do you have any specific memories from early times going to Folsom Field, or some of your favorite players from back then?
I'll say Scotty McKnight, because I remember, back in those days, and then I'll say my latest memory is in high school. I went to the Nebraska game. It was my junior year. That was 2019. So that was probably the best time. They stormed the field and everything. That was so much fun.
Oh yeah, let's go. Epic game. You got another chance for it September 9th.
Yeah, I think
September
you're right.
9th.
Good job.
Not that I have it circled on the calendar or anything.
Right. Arden, you visited Colorado when you were a recruit, going through that process a few years ago, and you came back on a visit just a few weeks ago. What were the major differences? Of course, the people are different there now, but what were the major differences you noticed in the program between then and now?
I'll definitely say from a management standpoint, I feel like the culture is definitely changed. It's more of a business approach, from an NFL standpoint. I just kind of being around some of the NFL guys I've been around, just knowing how the game really goes and stuff. I kind of can see it just in the building, just how they're trying to handle business and things like that. So just from the conversation I've had with the coaching staff and things, so that's kind of what I got from it here lately. But
you've got a amalgamation of players coming from all over the country through the portal.
Right.
Some freshmen coming in from all over the country. Curious of a couple things, and the first one is, how do you think that is going to, is there going to be challenges in terms of team building, team bonding with so many new guys coming in, or what? To you, maybe the opposite. Why won't that be challenging?
I feel I think everybody's hungry. So in the room, I think that's the end goal that we are all trying to win. And I think if we keep that in mind, we'll be okay. But I think over these next 2 months during the summer, just working out and then getting ready for fall camp and things like that, we got to make sure we gel and mesh together. And so I think that takes a little bit of leadership and then just guys wanting to stand up and stand out. So.
What was your impression of Nick Williams, and what makes him just so engaging, and why did you want to play for him?
Honestly, like my coach, he really likes ball, and I'm somebody that also loves the game of football as well. So just sitting there and being able to talk about football for like countless amount of hours, that just something that really stuck out to me when he was recruiting me. Like he recruited, like when I went to on the visit like 2 weeks ago, we kind of really sat in the room and talked about football, and just his IQ for the game is like really, really high, and that's something that definitely stuck out to me. So
That's awesome, man. What did you learn from playing in the SEC? You go from Cherry Creek High School to playing in the SEC. It's obviously a big jump. What stuck out to you, and what lessons did you learn there that you're excited to bring now to the Pac-12?
I think I matured as a player being in SEC. I seen just a different side of football, just from like pro style and just how it's. I mean, they call it the junior NFL for a reason. So you seeing some guys that are like 6'5" receivers and some D linemen that's 300 pounds running 4.7s, obviously. So the type of athletes as well, like makes you definitely want to step your game up, and just like the intensity like throughout the games and how everybody's at their necks and each like week in and week out. I feel like bringing that to Colorado, I feel like I can get my guys on the same page, especially just how much pedigree that league has.
I saw your interview with our guy Brian Howell, and you said you were a much better player than you were 2 years ago. I'm just curious, in what areas do you think you've grown the most? And then what are you trying to prove on the field this season?
From an edge rusher standpoint, I just make sure I really worked on my craft, just like trying to like the small details in pass rushing, and then just setting the edge like on the run. That's something I spent my time during this past spring ball season. And too bad we really get to like have a game like showcase my talent, but I know it's coming real soon. So
You talked about going to that Nebraska game back in 2019. You obviously, it wasn't the right opportunity for you to come to CU the first time around, but have you thought about what it's going to be like for you running out behind Ralphie for your first time against Nebraska, like when that game comes around this year?
I feel like I'm reviving the lifeline. Just from just like my Buff family, just like my dad and his teammates, things like that. I feel like it's an honor for me. So just being able to run behind Ralphie, like I think I'm just bringing it back, really.
Love that.
Real quick, Arden, if you can move your camera a little bit to your right. But then I wanted to ask you, just being a Colorado kid, you're good. Being a Colorado kid and coming back home, what is it about Colorado and the city of Denver that you love so much?
I love my state. Can you see me?
We see like half of you.
Yeah, I was like, I mean, I can. Hold on, like I'm confused. Let's see. How's this? Oh, there we go. Sweet.
There you go.
Sorry, that's my iPad.
You're good.
But anyway, no, I love Denver. I love Colorado. Just the views and the scenery. I kind of took it for granted, I'll say, especially coming back home. Like during like the winter, like.
We lose him?
Oh no.
Sometimes I really realize that this place is really nice, and just things that has offer and like the nature and things like that. I love to be outside and hang out with my friends, things like that. So just really being back in my comfort of my home now.
We love that, man. Obviously, we're huge fans of Colorado. We're just stoked to have you back. Your dad, obviously a former CU player. Just how does it feel to kind of put on that same uniform that he wore back in the day?
Oh, dang, we lost him.
It's all good.
We hung tight for a while there. It was you could tell from the beginning
Yeah.
It was a little bit of a sketchy connection. But do we have him back?
But Arden Walker.
Hear me?
All right, we got him back.
Yes,
Sorry,
we got
man.
him.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know what happened.
But I just asked you, you're going to be wearing the same uniform your pops wore back in the day. Just how does it feel to be putting on that same uniform and kind of carrying on that tradition in your family?
Like I said, it's an honor. I think about it like somebody like Aiden Hutchinson or just like the Bosa brothers, like being able to just carry on the legacy. Like my dad played the game and shared it with me, and I just feel like it's an honor for me to just continue to pick it up. So,
Are you gonna try to rock the same number that he had?
I asked him, but he said it's on me. So I mean, it's kind of between 83 and 15 for me. And the reason I wore 83 is because I'm, of course, with him, but like 15, Ryan Walters, I don't even remember him.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
the coach at Purdue now. So when I was literally, that's where I wore, like, he gave me his jersey when I was like 4 or 5 years old, and I wore 15 just like from then on, like here on out. So in like basketball, lacrosse.
Love that, man. Is he still with us, Alyssa?
Dang, dude, that is sick. I love that's like a true buff right there. Looking up to Ryan Walters, wearing the 15 because of him. That fires me up, man. So stoked that you're going to be in Boulder. So stoked that you're going to be rocking the black and gold.
For sure, man. Real quick, last question I wanted to ask you, just because I saw it on your Missouri bio. What is your major? What do you want to? Is he there? Are you there, Arden?
Where's your fourth?
All right.
Oh, we lost him.
Well,
We
it
tried.
was a good fight. It was
We
a good
tried.
fight. We hung on. Man, I did not know that about Ryan Walters.
Yep.
That's really, really cool. Obviously, Ryan Walters, a great buff. Now he's coaching at Purdue.
Right.
And that's really, really cool. That's a fun little tidbit there.
And obviously, just with his dad, he seems to really understand just the overall history of the program, like completely gets it. Seems like he kind of got it a bit when he visited initially as a recruit. Now he's got a chance to actually come back and wear the black and gold.
A Scotty McKnight reference. That was a good one, too. Do you know Scotty McKnight?
I don't know. Is
Jack, you want to try?
Yeah, we can bring him on. We'll probably just let him go. Thank him for coming on,
Yeah.
so we don't have to keep going through it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I really don't know what's going on, but
It's all good, Arden. You did well when we had you on, though. We have to get you in studio at some time.
Yeah,
I
there
think,
we go.
though.
Yeah, we'll have to get you down here in studio, get you down to the bar. Hopefully after the Nuggets take down the Lakers. And we appreciate you for coming on and for giving us some of your time.
Thanks, Arden.
All right.
Oh, man. He was good, though, from when he was on. The
For
guy
sure.
can
Like I
talk.
said, so Scotty McKnight was a little slot receiver, number 21, and he was sick. Actually, he was like best friends with Mark Sanchez growing up.
Really?
And so even ended up getting drafted by the Jets to go join Mark Sanchez there, and didn't end up sticking around. But he was a nasty receiver.
Love that, man. We talked a little bit about a nasty wide receiver yesterday.
Yes,
We
we
could talk
did.
a little bit more about him today if you want.
Yes. How did it go? First solo show.
Oh, it was a blast. I had so much fun. It was good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Chat had a lot of fun with it too. Kind of had
They thought I was twerking, but I was working.
I was trying to tell them, man.
I
You're
know.
actually out there doing stuff, but
For real.
a lot of people thought you were sneaking away to the golf course actually.
Nope. I went to a lunch meeting. So I did get to eat lunch out of it.
Nice.
But lunch meeting, little spot in Rhino called Mr. Oso. It was good. I
Oh.
would have it again.
There you go. Shout out. Did they have Shador's number 2 barbecue at Mr. Oso?
They didn't. It was more of a taco spot.
Yeah, you don't want Shador's number 2 on that.
I mean, I don't know. Like a barbecue taco, I would probably eat that.
I mean, and with Shador's number 2, that
Yeah.
could probably work as well.
Yep.
But Shador's number 2 goes great on everything: chicken, wings, nuggets, and Cuban sandwiches.
Apparently. Apparently.
You can get your hands on Shador's number 2 at plbse.com for a limited time. Use the code.
Killing his Wi-Fi in the comments.
Oh, give our guy a break. Use the code ALLCITY, all caps, all one word at checkout for 10% off your order, Shador's number 2. And then shout out to FOCO, the leading manufacturer of sports merchandise and entertainment products, apparel, accessories, toys, collectibles, novelty items, and more. FOCO has you covered when it comes to the Broncos, Avs, Nuggets. They even got some Buff stuff in there. They've got great stuff for gifts for the sports fan in your life. With baseball season, they've got Aloha shirts, straw hats, polos, bags, everything you need to go to a game. FOCO always has our back for Colorado sports, and they have yours too. Get the best gear around by using the link in our description for all non-presale items. Use the promo code DNVR to get 10% off at FOCO.
Everyone's saying barbecue nachos. I have had barbecue nachos.
Brisket
That
nachos.
slaps.
Hell yeah.
Barbecue tacos, quesadillas, barbecue taco on a drunk night. Yep, that'll do for me.
Man, Isotopes Park in Albuquerque, New Mexico, our minor league park, they've got brisket nachos, and they're like the best thing there.
formerly part of the Rockies organization, but not anymore, I don't think. Or do we still have the Topes?
I think they are.
All right. Good to know.
They were Dodgers for a while, though.
Yeah, it's like it goes back and forth. I don't know. Minor league baseball is weird.
It's
a
weird.
good time, though. Good time.
It is a good time. Cool park. All right, Ryan. We talked about this yesterday when you were gone.
Also, I'm blaming Arden's parents who made him be a Lakers fan for the Wi-Fi issues.
Exactly. Maybe they're using YouTube TV.
Oh, I heard about that.
That was,
Tough.
yeah.
Tough.
Maybe you should use Fubo.
Fubo.
Zakari Franklin, though. We had 2 actually articles posted on 247 Sports yesterday that mentioned him. One was just kind of listing some of the best transfers available. He was right up there near the very top, I think top 5. And this article from Robbie Weinstein yesterday listed 4 potential landing spots for the Buffs, or for Zakari Franklin, with the Buffs being the first team he named.
Ooh, let's go.
Yep.
Let's go.
I mean, Zakari Franklin comes in and you've turned this wide receiver core into something to actually be reckoned with.
I mean, and what I love about it is they probably won't, but you are forcing all of the idiots who said Coach Prime could never replenish this roster with the spring transfer portal to eat so much crow.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like getting Alton McCaskill, the number 1 producer, I would say, at the running back position that was available. Then you get Zakari Franklin, number 1 producer at the wide receiver position that's available. Like a lot of people are going to quietly be eating crow, whether they want to do it publicly or not.
Well, I mean, just look at the last 2 commitments in Butler and McCaskill. The recruiting doubters have nothing to stand on anymore. The people who are like, what's going on with the 24 class? They only have 4 players. And the people are like, they're going to play with 60 scholarship players. Bro, we're at 77.
It is so crazy just how much people are talking about this. So at the meeting I was in yesterday, the guy like wasn't from Denver. He's a Notre Dame fan, and yet he was asking me all these questions about the Buffs. He's like, what's going on over there? Like, I heard about all the transfers out. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Like, it has become so relevant. And he literally said, I care. I now care. I'm going to be paying close attention to what happens at Colorado this season. Like, casual sports fans all over the country are interested, and the unfortunate part is that the national coverage has been so dishonest.
Right.
So a lot of people have the wrong idea of what's happening. But it'll make it even sweeter when the Buffs go out there and start winning football games, and people are going to be like, wait, I thought they had a mass exodus and no one wanted to play for Coach Prime.
And the team's going to be significantly improved at the same time.
Yep.
There's going to be a lot of people walking back their words over the next, years. Coach Prime is here because he's not slowing down, man. All right. We've got a lot of ways to go here. I've got a Rob Butler tweet, Aaron Butler's dad.
Let's go.
We can talk NCAA football.
Number 1 Coach Prime fan.
Or we can talk about Pac-12 changes to broadcast. What do you want to do?
Let's start with Mr. Butler.
So there was a tweet that came out yesterday of when Aaron Butler was on his visit. I guess someone took a photo when they were in the recruiting lounge and Coach Prime was in there. I think Rob was in there as well, just kind of meeting with Coach. But you can see Aaron, leaning forward, just like focused in.
Soaking it up.
He is locked in on Coach Prime. So Rob had this tweet, true story. Prime is one of a handful of players I played with that I could even compare to AB in terms of demeanor / disposition, will to be great, desire to dominate. Most importantly, there's a calling on his life. Who better to learn how to be anointed and appointed from?
Whoa.
Yeah.
That is impressive. Obviously, as a dad, you're going to be biased towards your son. But he also got to see Coach Prime up close and personal in the way that he prepares and works. So for him to compare him to that, like, you don't do that lightly.
Right. I think we're getting a pretty special player.
And he's right. He's right about who better.
Oh, yeah.
There's no one. And Coach Prime will find the guys that work like he does. Or at least can get close.
Yep.
And care and study the game. And he will gravitate towards those players and make them become the best that they can possibly be. He'll do that for every player. But for those guys...
Yes.
He'll know, oh, you're special. You're going places. Come with me.
That's why I think Travis was just so important to Coach Prime's movement back a year ago when he committed to Jackson State. Not only to show that Coach Prime can get these players, but to show the other players in future years, the Aaron Butlers, the Boo Carters, that this is the guy that you want to go to if you want to truly be developed and become the star you think you are, or everyone says you are.
Yep.
All right. Let's talk some NCAA football, the video game.
Goodbye to my free time.
Goodbye. Yeah. So they've partnered with One Team Partners to, quote, facilitate collegiate athletes' names and likeness into the game. It's not going to be a huge payout. I believe it's about $500 a player, but they're trying to go for, I think, every single player.
Yep. And players do have the option to opt out.
Yes.
But getting paid $500 to be in like the newest generation of NCAA football is a pretty good deal.
Bro, that covers the cost of the game and an Xbox.
True. And they should definitely get the game for free
Yes.
as well. And maybe an
Yes.
Xbox for free as well.
Probably, yes. If they don't have one already.
Yeah, which most guys do.
But let's just nerd out about this real quick, because this is one of my favorite video games 10 years ago. NCAA 14, the one with Denard Robinson on the cover.
Probably my favorite video game of all time.
Yes, the Dynasty mode was insane. But
Yep.
just to have this back, and now you have Coach Prime as a vehicle for CU football. I
Yeah.
mean, crazy.
I mean, everyone's going to be opening up their, build your college football dynasty with Coach Prime.
Oh, yeah.
There might even be like a Coach Prime story mode.
I was gonna say there's got to be like a single player mode where like you play as, they always have those in those games. Play as a recruit your last 3 games in high school, and then you go on an OV to Coach Prime.
No, that will be
Imagine.
a thing because Coach Prime will absolutely know the value of this.
Yes.
And he'll go do the voiceover and all of that stuff. There will be something like that.
I'm stoked, man. I can't wait. We're about a year away from this game coming out.
Well, and here's what's sick. And what I always loved about the game is there was always something that you could be doing on it. I love the Madden League. Obviously, it's one of my favorite hobbies on the side. But there's not enough to do in the game when you're not playing the game.
Right.
But when you have like your dynasty mode and you're
recruiting,
man. They're going to put resources into making sure that's fun, and you can put a lot of time into it. It's going to be so sick. And I know we will be creating a DNVR NCAA league.
I will probably be buying an Xbox just for this.
Let's go.
Also on this article, it mentioned, so back in 2021, when EA Sports announced that this game was coming back, NIL was obviously a big factor. Notre Dame, among many other schools, said they were out unless NIL was involved. Wisconsin, Northwestern, TCU, Fresno State, and Tulane also said the same thing. They're all back in. So it seems like everyone's getting on board, and we should have, I wouldn't bet we have every single player, but we're going to have, 90, 95% of the players probably in this.
Yeah. And yeah, there will be some weird reason why someone doesn't want to be in it or something, but you'll have almost everyone.
Travis on the cover.
Ooh. Wow, that would be sick.
That would be dope.
Shador,
he may be gone after this year if he has a good enough year.
well, that's why if he comes back, it adds up perfectly.
Right. I mean, I guess they could do the old school thing where they take the athlete from the year prior and just throw him a ton of cash for being on the cover.
That's true, but they don't have to do that anymore.
Right.
Because it used to be you couldn't pay the guy until he was in the NFL, so they would go back a year. I remember the Larry Fitzgerald one, but yeah, it's now you can do it with active players. So I hope they don't do it that way. I hope they do it with a player who's going into their final year.
Yeah.
And or a Heisman favorite like Shador would be if he comes back.
And Travis has to make that short list of players for next year.
Yep.
All right. Nicole Auerbach of The Athletic tweeted this out today. No media deal news, but the Pac-12 is going to be implementing some more access for their broadcasts.
Ask me how much I care.
Tell me how much this reminds you of Coach Prime, though.
Oh, yes. That was the number one reaction I had. And that's what I was going to say. I care a 1 out of 10. And that is because I know exactly why they're doing this, which is more Coach Prime.
Tell me how much this sounds like straight from Coach Prime and Bucky, just like that team. In-game head coach interviews, Pre-game and halftime locker room camera access.
That is
Literally.
Might as well just call it the Coach Prime change.
Yes.
They want to see as much Coach Prime as possible.
Yeah, I can't wait to see, I don't know, Chip Kelly running out. Ooh,
Oh, yeah.
exciting. Coaches and select student athletes wired on field pregame. Kind of already happens.
Yep.
Cameras in the coach's booth without sound. Kind of already happens. Extended handheld camera permission. Don't really know what that means, but they're obviously going in on access.
Yes. Also, welcome to 2023 Pac-12 Network. Like, this is how broadcasts work now.
That's true.
And I just don't what money are they using to do this?
I do not know.
Oh man, the Pac-12 Network sucks.
It's not great.
Sucks.
You can get it on Fubo though.
You can, and obviously that's the way to watch the game. So it's the best we got some weeks. But I think the Buffs are going to be on ESPN or somewhere else. I mean, you've got FS or you got FS1, or is it just straight Fox?
FS for
week 1, just straight Fox.
Oh, it's got to be Fox.
Yeah, just Fox for week 1. We're banking on ESPN College Game Day week 2.
There was a note on that yesterday we talked about too.
Oh,
Texas and Alabama is slated to kick off at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN.
okay,
So looking like that'll be their primetime game.
okay. We'll get it eventually. Either way, there's going to be I will say 8 games will be nationally televised games.
Yes.
At least.
Yep. Scroll up a little bit, Alyssa. There was a comment I liked from Key. Transfer portal will be interesting on that game. Do you know how insane the transfer portal will be on this next NCAA football game?
Oh my God. How is that going to work?
I don't know.
There's going to be a whole other mode of like you have to try and recruit your own players to stay.
They're literally going to add like a whole like expansion to the offseason because of the portal now.
Wow. If you like get a 5-star quarterback and he's not playing because you have like a senior, he's going to have like a transfer meter.
Yeah.
He's going to be like, oh, you got to get him in there.
What if you get like a crystal ball to like your rival? Oh, that'd be electric.
Damn, dude. Imagine like in the game if we had like, 100 users and like I'm recruiting like your transfer guys.
They get real nasty, man.
Wow. This is going to be sick.
Hype levels.
What
EA,
a comment from Key. That just unlocked a whole part of my brain.
EA, do not mess this up. Please, God, do not mess this game up. I am begging you.
2 things will happen. One, either Madden is going to take a huge hit and be a terrible game the next year, or they just like copy and paste Madden and change those skins.
That's what I'm fearful
I'm
of.
so scared of that.
Yep. All right. A little bit of recruiting news.
This might be like this probably will be the most hyped sports video game release ever.
Legitimately.
So they'll put resources into it.
I mean, they've been working on it for like 3 years. So this thing better come out pretty polished.
Yep. This is going to be sick.
Charles Lester III, 5-star cornerback in the 2024 class, put out a tweet yesterday, kind of clarifying stuff, but we'll get into it. He said, "Sorry for the confusion. Here's my official visit schedule." He also put in parentheses, "I will no longer take an official visit to Ohio State University."
Tough scene.
He then said, "I am down to 3 schools, Alabama, Florida State, and Georgia." But then he said 4 official visits: Alabama, FSU, Georgia, and Colorado.
Confusing for sure. But it tells you at the very least we're not out of the race.
I mean, if Coach Prime's going after a 5-star cornerback, there's got to be some little, I don't know, hoops to jump through, I guess, right?
I mean, everyone thinking about it, no matter what. Till the day that he signs those papers, everyone will have Coach Prime on their mind.
So he's visiting Alabama June 2nd to the 4th, Colorado June 9th to the 11th. That's before FSU on the 16th and the 18th, and Georgia on the 23rd and 25th.
Okay.
So, I mean, being before FSU and Georgia, I think, is pretty big.
Dude, people are coming up with all sorts of ideas for the game. Larry Williams says, have your team raise NIL money for skills challenge. Or
You have to sign boosters.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. You're gonna have like an option. Like you can do 3 things. It's like talk to a transfer on the phone, go to a donor event
Yes.
to get NIL money. Like, go to a high school players game on a Friday night. Like, you're going to have to choose, raise your NIL money. Wow.
There's going to be a part where it's like you're recruiting a transfer and you're going to go to like send them an offer and it's going to be like, sorry, your collective does not have enough funds.
Or like there's going to be like a little like red dot that says like new NIL deal offered, and it'll be like your quarterback Shedeur Sanders has received an offer from Nike and Under Armour.
Yeah. You have to decide.
Yeah.
Talon Chandler, our guy, replied to Charles Lester's tweet and said he's got to get his Cruton hat back on because his OV is on the same weekend as Charles Lester
Let's
III.
go. Sink in the talons.
Yeah, love it. Let's go. Talon Chandler's just been absolutely killing it, man.
He really has. Must be a likable dude.
Yeah, some would say.
People like him.
He was great. He killed it, I think, in our interview.
Oh, yeah.
All right. A couple offers. Colorado offered 2025 edge Tayshawn Alston. They've been going hard on this 2025 class recently. Not many stars. I don't think.
Any relation to the other Alston?
Taj?
Yeah.
Let me see. 6'4", 205, so a bit smaller, of course, class of 2004 or 2024. He's from Henderson, North Carolina. Let me see where.
I don't think that's where Taj is from.
Maybe though. He went to West Virginia.
True.
Taj is from Lumberton, North Carolina. I don't know how close these are.
It's possible.
Going down to his personal on the West Virginia page, it says he's one of 8 children. He's got 4 brothers. So
chances are going up by the minute.
Yeah.
Maybe also like a cousin.
Could be for sure.
Very interesting.
We'll see. We'll get back to you on that one. The big one, however, came through just before we went live. Colorado offers JUCO tight end Dallin Bentley. He was named second team NJCAA Division I All-American for Snow College last season.
I ask again, any relation to Levante?
I doubt that one.
Okay.
But our guy, Isaiah Jada, also from Snow College, quote tweeted him, said, "Get him home."
Let's go. What were his numbers at Snow?
Oh, man. Sorry.
Okay.
JUCO numbers are a pain to find.
This is a great question from Val in the chat. For all people in the chat, her question, or his question, why won't you hit the like button?
That's a great question. Why not?
Great question.
6'6", 250 pounds, I can tell you. Was a freshman last season. Played in 8 games, 8 games. 8 receptions, 114 yards, 2 touchdowns. With that size, though,
Yep,
I'd
love the
imagine
size.
he was bulldozing kids.
That's what I was going to say.
in JUCO.
Blocking forward, tight end.
Well, we've learned, obviously, from Coach Brew how important it is for this team to have complete tight ends.
Yep.
And that sounds pretty complete. I mean,
Absolutely.
I feel like you can kind of teach some of the finer aspects of tight end, running routes from a 3-point stance, refining that area of your game. You can't teach size, though.
And you can't really teach willingness to block.
Yes.
Many have tried.
Mm-hmm.
Few have succeeded in getting someone who doesn't like blocking, doesn't care about blocking, to block.
Jalen Sami found a home.
Mm-hmm.
Michigan State.
Yes. Reuniting with Mel Tucker, I guess.
Yep.
Definitely wish him the best of luck. Not so much for Michigan State, but I talked to a Michigan State fan. Actually, a Michigan State fan talked to me because they said, "Hey, how is this guy?" I said, "He was a solid player, not necessarily impactful." And they were like, "Okay, well, we didn't really need defensive line depth, so."
Oh, yikes.
Yeah.
Good luck, Jalen. All right, and then this thing. I want to get this right, though, because this has been circling around on Twitter the last few days. And I don't think we've ever talked about them on this pod, but CU Baseball is on their way to the Club Baseball World Series.
Yes. I'm so glad you brought this up.
So what that means is, and I'm sure many people know, baseball is not a what's the word I'm looking for? It's a club sport. It's
yeah.
not a
Varsity sport?
Varsity sport, I guess,
Yeah.
at Colorado. So that means they are not funded by the school for their trips and just everything, really,
Right.
when you're a club team.
By the way, sick uniforms, all that stuff, like they have to go out and raise money for on their own. And,
Yep. So they are asking for your help. I tweeted out on the Buffs account. I mean, should we show this on the screen? There's a link in the Buffs account tweet I sent out, though.
No, just go to DNVR_Buffs, and you can see their tweet where they're trying to raise money. Honestly, toss a few bucks to help out some Buffs.
They are playing Florida State in the first round, too.
Florida State, I believe, the defending national champions. And they beat Nebraska on their way here.
Yep.
So we love these guys.
So support CU Baseball. Go to DNVR_Buffs on Twitter. There's a tweet there, and you can donate at the link listed. Get your questions in now, guys. We'll get to them very shortly. Also, subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We would appreciate your 5-star review. Apple Podcast listeners, let's get these reviews bumped up, man.
We need your help.
Spotify's catching them really, really quickly. Spotify was way, way below Apple Podcasts when I started. Now they're less than 100 behind.
Spotify's on the come up in the podcast world.
They are, and we are a complete 5-star podcast.
We love that.
With over 100 reviews. Shout out to Shady Rays, the independent sunglasses company, offers a world-class product. It's sunny today. You could definitely use your Shady Rays. Every pair of Shady Rays backed by their lost and broken replacement program. You can shop their entire collection at the Park Meadows Mall or go online at shadyrays.com. You can always use the code DNVR for 50% off, but for the Memorial Day stretch, go to Shady Rays. Oh, actually, this is before that. Just go to shadyrays.com and use code DNVR for 50% off.
Boom.
2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses. And then shout out to our friends at Backus and Shanker, who have been helping Colorado families win for over 25 years. No fees to speak with them about your case. No fees while they work on your case. And no fees unless they win your case and win money for you. Backus and Shanker has over 30 lawyers and 100 people on staff. Help with all kinds of injury cases where you weren't at fault. Car accidents, motorcycle, rideshare, pedestrians, trucks. Can even help if you're injured at work. Call them at 222-2222. Smash that Shador line.
Boom. Okay. A lot of questions today, I think.
Oh, by the way, Anthony Robinson said he's going to FSU.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a saga.
I know. Who knows if that's official, though.
Amen.
Super chat from Air
$20 from Air Teeth. Thank you so much.
Just peace out to DNVR. High fives to the chat. Oh, he's saying stop the haters, I think. Love that message, too.
Whatever the message is, I love it.
Angela, do you think the new Pac-12 rules that will allow coaches and players to be mic'd up during games is a result of Coach Prime joining the Pac-12?
1,000%.
Yeah.
The Pac-12 is literally hanging on by a thread, and they are going to lean into anything that they think will bring them dollars, viewers, value. And Coach Prime is far and away the most valuable, like even more than Caleb Williams. Coach Prime is the most valuable asset to the Pac-12 right now.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're not miking up Kalen DeBoer or waiting on his
Well, they will
halftime
be,
speech.
but that's not why they're doing this.
Right. But, like, that wasn't the tipping point for these decisions.
Nope.
Mac Mill, how many backup quarterbacks does Colorado have? I think it's just 3.
2 on scholarship.
Right. And then Colton Allen.
Yep.
And then just the 2 incoming freshmen. Have JUCO quarterbacks ever really been a thing?
Nah. I mean, Aaron Rodgers.
Was he somewhere before? Or was he just a JUCO kid to...
JUCO to Cal.
Okay.
I'm sure there's a few other ones.
I know,
Cam Newton?
I mean, he was at Florida first.
Right. Oh, I see what you're saying. Like, did he... I don't know. I think Aaron Rodgers was straight to JUCO.
Interesting.
Yep.
So maybe there's some hope in terms of JUCO transfers coming in at quarterback. I wouldn't bank on that by any means, but...
Yeah, for sure.
Amir says, oh...
Jake, you did a great job when RK left yesterday.
Thanks, man.
Proud of you.
It was fun. I appreciate it. Is Khari Manns visiting this week? Yes, he is.
Okay, let's go. Great question, great answer.
There's, I think another. Who else is visiting that I saw? I can't remember. I'll need to go
Save
back
it
and
for
find.
tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll find it. From Coach Graham.
Love a super sticker.
Super sticker. Shiba dog with a big smile on his face, tilting his head. We love that.
Honestly, describing the super sticker is better than
even
if you
better.
could actually see it.
Yeah, for sure. Sean, do y'all think that Prime could influence the growth of CU baseball?
Absolutely. He obviously has much bigger fish to fry, much bigger tasks at hand right now.
Mm-hmm.
But in a world in which Coach Prime and Colorado become associated together long term, I would not put it past Coach Prime to be like, we need a baseball program here.
It's got to happen. Rick George worked for the Texas Rangers for a while.
Colorado is a great baseball state, like consistently pushing out high-level players that are in the big leagues. So that plays into it.
And you get to play in Colorado.
Yep. And just imagine, it's middle of June, and you head up to Boulder under the Flatirons for a day of baseball. Like, that is...
Yep. Doesn't
I
get
would love
much
it.
better. Do they have baseball fields?
No. It's one of the greatest hurdles of having a baseball team is you have to build a whole facility.
That's what I was going to ask.
So,
yeah.
I mean, like they have Scott Carpenter Park right there on the corner of 30th and Arapahoe.
Mm-hmm.
That's, I'm pretty sure, where the CU baseball team plays their games.
Man.
At least it was when I was in school. But no, they don't have one. So the big hurdle is, one, the cost of building a baseball facility, the space for building a baseball facility, though they do have the space over on the East Campus, which I assume is where it would be. And then Title IX.
Right.
So if you're going to
Gotta
add
bring
baseball, you
softball.
also have to add softball. And, you know, there's a lot of moving parts there.
Yeah.
The big thing at Rick George, when he first was hired as athletic director, this was something that he was asked, especially because of the Rangers connection, and he just said, like, hey, if we get our football team back to succeeding and generating a bunch of money, that's when we can start talking about adding sports. They did add women's lacrosse as a sport under Rick George, I believe. And that program has been very successful, but that is a very different one. Like there was already a field that they could use, everything. So it was like just the scholarships that you had to worry about.
Did they have an actual varsity team before, or have they just never had one?
Never had one. Though, as the story goes, I believe Robert Redford played for the CU club baseball
Really?
team. Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. It's got to be coming, though. You'd have to imagine, just between Rick George and Coach Prime. Obviously, they love baseball. So,
Yep.
what's up, Jamel? How much do you think NCAA football 25 will cost due to NIL and licenses? I mean, games have been $70 the last few years now.
Are they up to 70?
Yeah.
Honestly, I buy one game a year. It's Madden. That's the only one I buy when it comes out. And then I guess I bought NHL last year when the Avs were in the playoffs, and I couldn't take a day off from hockey. And then I get FIFA. But
I think the last
I
game,
usually get those months in, and they're $20.
Right. Last game I bought full price was the last F1 game.
Have you heard about this new F1 thing that they're building? It's like an F1
Yeah, the bar
arcade.
thing or whatever. Yeah, it looks dope.
Yeah.
They're putting it up in Boston, I think, but they have plans for 20 more cities.
Yeah, well, I think it's already up in London,
Oh, okay, dope.
and then they're bringing it to the United States.
Yeah, they've got the whole sim rigs and everything
Yep.
in there.
Yep.
That'd be so dope.
be
Bring
really
it to
cool.
Denver. Also, F1 canceled for this weekend.
Why?
So,
Bad tweet?
No. In the racing, they were supposed to race in Imola in Italy. I meant to talk to Dre about this too. They had crazy flooding. The track was flooded there.
Oh, no.
So they just canceled the whole weekend.
Wow,
yesterday.
that's got to be a
believe.
logistical nightmare.
Yeah,
All the people who flew in, and
Yeah, it's a goddamn mess. But
or at least we're planning on it.
we'll see. It's a good track. They got to go back at some point this year. What happened to the Tyreek kid, the corner from Snow College?
It was like Tariq Taiwo or something, remember?
Oh, yeah.
He was also from London.
Oh, I need the last name, though. I can't remember him. I don't have it in... Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's still out there, I think.
Tyreek from Snow College. Let me see.
All right, next one is from Jason Brown. We'll be in Denver next Thursday. Plan on hitting the DNVR bar while in town. Go Buffs. Hell yeah.
Let's go, man.
Come through. So let's see. Nuggets go Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday,
I think.
Monday, Wednesday. And then Friday if need.
Love it. I don't think Tyreek Taiwo is committed at all. His 247 sports page doesn't say anything. And then his Twitter page, he's got a CU Buffs profile picture, though.
There you go. I will say he was a corner, right? Long corner.
Safety, I think.
Oh, okay.
He just visited Utah Tech, though.
Interesting. Okay.
Oh. He's got lots of pictures of his visit on there. DCB, how many tickets to the Nebraska game have been sold this week? I don't know.
All of them? Like all the ones that were available?
Oh, for those ones.
Yeah, I think.
I don't know. I saw some people actually say on Twitter that they were surprised that some were still available.
Well, they did like an interesting thing, like a dynamic pricing thing. So it wasn't your standard, even directly from the school, it wasn't your standard price.
Right.
They were like hundreds of dollars even on those single game tickets, which again, I don't know. It's hard to say because it might price some good fans out and allow greedy Nebraska fans to jump in.
Yeah.
But this has been a bad week for keeping the red out. I'll be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel confident about it at all anymore.
And then single game tickets go on sale Wednesday.
Yep. I think CU sadly trusted their own fans too much.
Yep.
And that's embarrassing for the fan base as a whole. They thought by releasing single game tickets to CU fans, to season ticket holders who could add, that would keep people from selling them. But a lot of those tickets went right up on secondary market sites, which is a really bad look for us.
They got to find these people.
I agree. I would 100% support revoking those tickets.
I mean, you made it harder this year for people to just get season tickets in general. You said you were going to vet a lot of people. Kind of follow through on that a bit, you know?
Yep. Well, I think they did a lot. I know they did a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you could follow through on it. And the truth is, the ones that are up right now, there's no excuses for. None.
Mm-hmm.
Because the people who say like, oh, well, I couldn't go to that game. Like
Right.
you have months to find someone to use those tickets.
Yes.
If you are selling them now, and by the way, we can see the prices.
Mm-hmm.
You are selling them to turn money. You're
Yep.
selling them to make money. And if it is more, like I even saw someone tweeted us like, well, I could sell my Nebraska ticket right now and cover the whole cost of my season ticket package. Then the rest of it's free. If that is more important to you than keeping Nebraska fans out of that game,
Right.
then I think you're a bad fan.
Also, I mean, you just said it when you responded to the guy on that post we put. I mean, we'll retweet if you want to help get them into the hands of Buffs fans.
And it's not like Buffs fans are going to be saying like, oh, sorry, I can only pay $50.
Right.
Like there are going to be Buffs fans who will pay you good money for your seats.
Yes. People around the world, around the nation that watch this show. You don't think they want to go to a game?
Yeah. But the second that you put it up on a secondary market site, you have removed all control.
Right. For sure.
And you have increased the chances exponentially. Sad.
Roderick, with Coach Prime, do you think there will be pressure to increase stadium seating capacity due to all of this Prime effect?
Yeah, I do. I don't know if the word is pressure, but just opportunity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, CU has to be smart about it because who knows how long Coach Prime is going to be here.
Right.
But the more tickets you can sell, the more money you can make. And I don't think there's really a cap on that right now.
Right.
Like every game is going to be sold out.
Mm-hmm. And then a super chat from Air Teeth, our guy, Sco Buffs. He says, #Coach Prime at DNVR.
That's a $50 super
Oh,
chat.
it is a $50. I thought it was a $5s.
No, that's 50.
Wow, air teeth.
Damn, air teeth. Thank you. That is very, very generous of you.
Yep. Love you guys, man. All right.
Interesting comment from Kevin who says CU needs to go all gold for the TCU game. I've actually come around on this as a combination.
Really?
Maybe not a gold helmet with that, but basically what Shador was wearing
in the spring game?
black helmet, gold jersey, gold pants as a, once in a while style thing.
Sure.
I liked it. It looked good to me.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure they have also gone black, gold, black for a game, which was fire.
Looks good in my head.
Yeah.
All right.
Have they ever done a blackout game?
Last year.
Every year they do a blackout game. It's usually a night game. So we'll see when the times start to drop, especially for the nationally televised ones which come out. But we already know one, right? There's a Friday night game. Is that USC?
Yeah, Stanford.
Okay, so that's likely.
Yeah, Stanford. I'm pulling it up right now. I know Stanford's on a Friday. And then
Oh no, we're not doing this.
you got the homecoming game against Oregon State as well. That's on November 4th.
Okay, there you go. In my opinion, all games should be blackout games.
You have 2 Friday games this year. The Washington State game in Pullman is a Friday night game.
Is that on ESPN?
Don't know
Doesn't say
yet.
yet?
I mean, I'm assuming it's a Friday night game. They're
Yeah.
not going to kick off at 3 p.m.
No.
So,
All right.
all right. So I've got the Alton McCaskill film room coming.
Ooh, cannot wait.
Hopefully before this Nuggets game tonight, at the latest tomorrow morning.
Okay.
I'm debating how hard I want to go on this, and
I think
I'm,
everyone can wait a little longer for more detail.
I think I'm going to go pretty hard. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So stay tuned at thednvr.com. Of course, the Prime Tracker, everything else there.
Boom. Big shout out to Arden Walker.
Yes, we'll get him back in studio.
No, we'll make sure Wi-Fi can't take us down next
Yes,
time.
absolutely. I feel like we were just starting a pretty decent interview there.
Yeah,
so.
for sure.
All right,
We'll
guys.
have more to talk about next time.
For sure. We'll be back tomorrow. Let's go Buffs.
Let's go Buffs.